Hello, welcome to Chapter 2. In this chapter, we're going to begin looking at the real power of regular expressions by examining metacharacters. And these are characters that I can add to a regular expression to give the expression much more power than I can just with literals. And in this lesson, we're going to look at just a few of the fundamental metacharacters, including brackets for grouping, the caret symbol for negation, and then the caret symbol also to anchor a search at the beginning of a string, and the $sign for anchoring a search at the end of a string. To demonstrate how these metacharacters work, I'm going to be working strictly in Grep. And then later on in the chapter, we'll perform some examples in the different languages. But to demonstrate the general concepts of these metacharacters, it's easier for me to do it using Grep. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a text file that contains a few pieces of data. In that text file, there will be the number string 12, the word hello, the number string 24, and the word goodbye. Notice I call that number string because these are numbers in a text file, so they are really just strings, but they're strings that consist solely of numbers. So let's save and exit. The first metacharacter I want to demonstrate is the bracket. And when we use brackets, we can group a set of characters that we want to search for so that we can specify a range rather than each character. For example, in the text.txt file, if I want to search for only words that are made up of alphabetic characters, without grouping, I would have to write something like this. And I'll stop there because I don't need to go on. I would have to specify each character. And if I want to differentiate between uppercase and lowercase, I would have to specify all the lowercase letters A through Z and all the uppercase letters A through Z. But rather than do that, I can group them using brackets like this, by using the open bracket and then specify a range in the closing bracket. So now I'm saying I want to search for a string that contains any character A through Z, and only those characters. So if I add the text file to that and hit enter, it will return only words that have alphabetic characters in them only. I can do the very same thing with numbers. So I can specify a range of numbers 0 through 9 inside the brackets. And when I do that with my text file, it retrieves only the strings that consist completely of numbers. We can also write the negation of these two groupings. So for example, if I want to get only strings that have anything but A through Z, then I can put the caret symbol before the A through Z in brackets, and that will return only numbers. And I can do the very same thing with numbers, and I can get only words with alphabetic characters in them. So the brackets allow us to group, and then if we want to negate that group, we put a caret symbol inside the brackets. Let's look at the next set of metacharacters that allow us to anchor searches at either the beginning or the end of a string. The anchor for the beginning of a string is the caret symbol again, and the anchor for the end of a string is the $sign. Now first I want to create a file with some new words in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a set of variable names. So I have first name, last name, first name with first being spelled 1ST, and then fname1 with the number at the end. So the one thing you want to think about with this set of variable names is that the third variable is illegal in most languages, since most languages don't allow you to start a variable name with a number. So let's save and exit the file. The first thing we'll do is just a standard search on the character class A to Z. And of course that returns everything because every variable name in the file contains at least one alphabetic character. Let's perform the same test on numbers. And this time we'll see that only two return. First name starting with the 1 and fname1 with the number at the end. Now what I'd like to know if I'm searching through a file for illegal file names, for example, is what variables start with a number, because that's illegal. So I can do that by using the caret symbol to anchor the search at the beginning of the string. So notice the difference. Here the caret symbol is outside the bracket, which means anchor the search at the beginning and look only for 0 through 9 at the beginning of the string. So when I do that, only one string returns first name. So that would be a nice little tool for searching through a program file looking for illegal variable names, if that's something you needed to do. Now I might also want to search for strings that have a number at the end. And so to do that, I'll modify this search a little bit. I'm still searching for numbers, but this time I'm searching at the end of the string, so I put the $sign at the end. And you'll see that it returned only one fname1. So to review, we've learned some powerful metacharacters, and certainly not the most powerful, but some of the basic ones that we'll use in lots of our regular expressions. The bracket for creating groups and ranges, if you want to say ranges, that might be better. The caret symbol inside brackets, which represents the negation of that range or that group. And then the caret symbol outside of brackets, which indicates that we want to anchor our search at the beginning of a string. And the $sign outside of the brackets, which indicates we want to anchor our search at the end of a string. So that wraps up this first lesson on regular expression metacharacters, and we're going to move on to the next lesson using grep again, where we're going to look at another set of metacharacters in regular expressions.